Ladies and gentlemen, we're here.
I'm part of the Kliq, isn't everybody?
Yes! 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 I got an idea, yeah. Beat up John Cena!
Give me a hell yeah!
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Too sweet! Here goes the mother! This is where the power lies!
I am the man.
We need if we can survive!
It's showtime, folks!
The following episode is scheduled for one fall, and it is for your listening pleasure. This is In The Kliq.
What's up, everybody? Baby Huey here, and joining me once again is my good brother from the Bulletcast. It's Philip. How's it going, man?
Huey, it's Thursday. You know what that means. Should I do it? I've been doing it the past couple weeks.
You might as well.
I might as well do it anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, you know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly why I'm here. Just in case if you don't, I'm a 25-year-old piece of gold, the new man of the hour. I'm the Eiffel Tower of power, yet and still I'm too sweet to be sour. I'm an innovator. I'm an icon. I'm the Malcolm X of the podcast game. I'm the X Factor of the podcast game. I am the Valkyrie King of the Great White North because I am your current reigning, defending, undisputed Bulletcast champion, just like Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Roddy Strong, and Adam Cole, baby. This title reign is hashtag forever undisputed. For life, brother. 10 times, Huey, 10 times as the world's champion. It's really starting to sink in because my title, it's on the line this Sunday for the Royal Rumble. That is the official road to WrestleMania. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Brandon and I, we released the Bulletcast earlier today. We've given our picks. Man, you're also in it. You could be the difference maker. You could walk out with like a 4-time champion.
Man, well, first off, I just got to clap for that beautiful intro you did right there. I feel like before you do that, I should go, maybe podcaster or Kliqsters.
Something. I need a round of applause, man. You know, I try to throw in different things every time I do one. You know, like I called Brandon a live wire earlier today. Why? I don't know. It just popped into my mind. So I said,
Live Wire. It's an AC/DC song, so good pick.
I like it. I had no idea.
And you know, AC/DC is the theme song for SmackDown right now. Are you ready? That's AC/DC. Awesome.
First album I ever bought was AC/DC. I think it was a Black Ice. Oh wait, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. My buddy Damon and I, when we used to wrestle, everybody would come over to my house. We used to pick like, okay, what track do you want as your entrance theme? Like that was our entrance music, dude.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, I think mine was Spoiling for a Fight. His was War Machine.
Nice. Yes.
Dude.
Okay.
That was it,
dude. AC/DC in 2008. That was a good year with the new album. Iron Man came out with Robert Downey Jr. to start the whole MCU. So that was a good time for AC/DC. And it's also a good time for AC/DC right now. They released a new album end of last year. So, no, AC/DC is one of my all-time favorite bands, one of the greatest rock bands of all time. And I mean, seen them in concerts a few times over the years. Very lucky for that. And, yeah, one of the, like I said, all-time greats. Everyone loves them. And yeah, even Vince McMahon, I think that's why he made them the theme song for SmackDown. They took a 30-year-old song, Are You Ready? That came out, I think, like in 90. And, but yeah, it's the theme song for SmackDown now. So it's always very cool to hear that every Friday. So another reason why SmackDown is so awesome to tune in.
I mean, that other than, you know, they have the head of the table. Because, you know, if Roman's not there, they don't eat.
Yeah, well, I mean, WWE, though, overall, since he's only the second-rated champion, they're fine.
I don't know, man. You know, if Roman's not there, they don't eat.
Drew, he is number one.
I know he has the Universal title, which this is the most important that title has ever felt. But my point is, if Roman is not there,
yeah,
like, not only does his family not eat, none of their families eat, man. Like, I heard this theory, man. And you're a basketball guy, right?
Yeah.
So I was listening to Sam Roberts, and he said, you know, Roman Reigns might be the Jordan of today back when Jordan was playing. You know, like how Jordan wanted everybody to be on his level.
Yep.
Roman, that's basically what's happened. And you notice the past couple weeks, Roman started wearing Jordans.
And amazing.
And the Jordans that you can't find anywhere. Like you have to do a deep cut on like eBay or like in a group on Facebook to find those kind of Jordans.
Yeah,
there's a reason why he's wearing those, man. When Jordan was at the peak of his game, he wanted to bring everybody up. Like when you played on the team with Jordan or you played on the court with Jordan, you were instantly elevated. Guess what? Roman Reigns just sitting in a room with Apollo Crews, Apollo's instantly elevated.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was going to say, those are Jordan 1s he was wearing, or 4s, I think?
Yeah, he was wearing 4s for a little bit, and the 4s got re-released a couple years ago, and now they're gone. And then he was wearing the 1s. So, yeah, man, I mean, there's a reason.
But I don't know, did you ever see the Bulls documentary last year? Oh, my God, why am I space?
No, The Last Dance. No, I usually when things are really popular, I don't watch them. I like let them die down. So
Tiger King?
I'm probably never even going to watch that.
No, I was going to say with The Last Dance, he was talking about those like first pair of Air Jordans and how there was just no comfort, no support. Like his feet were bleeding by the end of like a game. So it's just amazing how much the shoe game has evolved in the last like 30 years, like, as far as comfort goes and all that stuff. So
my first pair of shoes as a baby were some Jordans, man.
Really?
Yeah, those 96 Jordans. I had a pair as a baby, but I mean,
oh my God, I was in middle school.
Yeah, man, I was 3 months old.
Dude, okay, so remember? Well, I don't know if you remember, but remember, like in the late '90s, the Penny Hardaway's shoes were like super like famous. Like I think Anthony Hardaway has like one of the all-time hottest selling shoes, and I remember everyone in high school wanted those shoes. And even though his career was kind of fading by that point, everyone still wanted them. They were like the best selling shoes. For me personally, I was a big Reebok fan, and I love Allen Iverson's shoes. I love the Questions. I don't know if you remember the Questions.
I don't, but I did have some Carmelo Anthony's when I was like in the 4th or 5th grade.
Dude, the Questions, Allen Iverson's The Questions are the most comfortable shoes I ever worn. It felt like I was walking on clouds. That was how much padding was in there. It was so good. And then the Answers, he had the Answers. I think he had like a few of those after. I used to get those. It had like a zipper on.
He had some Q&A shoes, question and answer.
Yeah, his first shoe was the Question, and then the rest of the models after were all the answer. The Answer 1, the Answer 2, 3. And I forgot how many he ended up making, but I got a few of those throughout the years, and those were always so comfortable as well. Reeboks were always comfortable on my feet. Nikes were always like too narrow. I have white feet, so Reeboks were always so comfortable for me. So, and then
just wear Crocs now, man.
Dude, I'm wearing flip-flops right now. My sandal.
Like honestly, man, like Crocs are the most comfortable shoe I've ever worn.
Really?
Like I have the ones with the fur on the inside, so I don't need socks. Plus, regular Crocs, like they have the holes, so like I can wear mine in the rain. Like I stepped outside earlier, and I threw on the Crocs and feet don't get wet. It's cool, man. Maybe I'll get you some for your birthday or something. But
okay, yeah,
yeah, I'll get you a size 22E. I hear that's the size boot Walter wears. I don't know. We'll see. But Huey, before we get into like the Dynamite talk, these guys wanted me to work these 2 questions into the show. So it's a fan mail that I got on the podcast earlier. Okay. It's Rumble season, Huey. Rumble's this Sunday. What's your favorite Royal Rumble of all time?
Probably 1992.
Really? Okay.
Just because, I know a lot of people say that, but it's arguably the greatest Royal Rumble of all time. Just the number of like legends and Hall of Famers that were in that Royal Rumble match, and even people that we love to this day, their character, and then the stipulation as far as not only who won the match got a title shot, but this one was taken to the next level as far as the winner became WWE champion. And ultimately, we all know Ric Flair won. He was at the number 3 spot. And, he went all the way when he came in and won the championship and had that amazing promo afterwards. So that's, kind of an easy answer.
Yeah, man. That was the promo pick of the week on the show this week, man. It was great. I think for me, I'd go the 08 Rumble because I remember, man, like Cena when he came back. We as kids, we were like, oh, and it was in the Garden, and that's a tough crowd.
And the other thing, like, listen, I know WWE doesn't talk about it at all anymore. The one Chris Benoit won because he started at number 1.
Who was that?
I know exactly. I know
Pegasus Kid. Wild Pegasus?
Exactly.
Okay.
But I know a lot of people. Well, it's interesting because like Shawn Michaels and Chris Benoit are the only two guys to enter at number one and win it, right? So
I mean, the only time Benoit gets mentioned is when they say two people have won from the number one spot.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm getting at is now. Actually, they haven't. Remember, every year for the last few years, they would do those big stats and like promo packages, promo videos, promoting Royal Rumble, like 7 people have won at this position. 25% of the winner comes from this number. They haven't done that this year, right? To hype up the Royal Rumble. They haven't done like those special video packages with all the different stats.
No, they're afraid of Thunderdome Benoit chance. Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. In the last few years when they did those video packages, they always say Shawn Michaels is one of 2 people to win it from the number one spot. And yeah, obviously they don't acknowledge who the other number one person was, which is Chris Benoit, which we all know, that history and stuff. But I'm just saying, I know it's unfortunate because of his situation, what he did, obviously the tragedy there. But that was an amazing feat that he did at the time. But we just can't talk about it really anymore. So for obvious reasons. So what was the other one? There was I think 96 was a good one, right? Is that when
Sean won that one too? Of course, it was great.
But then remember, was it Stone Cold was in that one and Bret Hart came out Stone Cold was on sitting on top of the was that 96 or 97?
96. That might have been the one where 96. Yeah, when Austin he accidentally got eliminated, and he was supposed to stay in there.
Yeah.
But
was that the one where he was sitting on top of the corner and he was counting, mocking, he eliminating people and he was counting, and then Bret Hart comes out and he's he got all scared. That was the last time.
That may be 97, dude. I gotta think.
That was the last time Stone Cold as a heel was acting scared or something. From that point on, he was he wasn't afraid of anyone. He wasn't intimidated. So
yeah, that might have been 97, man.
Okay, let me just double check. I'm gonna just do a quick search. Best Royal Rumbles here. Oh, there's some websites that already rank some of them. Let me just see if any of these stand out. Wasn't 99 the one Vince McMahon?
That's where McMahon won. That is one of our highest viewed videos on the Bulletcast YouTube page.
Yeah.
Because Brandon did a watch along and people think it's the entire match. There's 5,000 views.
Okay, I'm looking at was it Complex. This is just one of the first links I clicked. I just typed in Best Royal Rumbles. Complex has a list. Number 9, they had the 1995 Rumble. Shawn Michaels won. Is that the one where he had the 1 foot graze the bottom and he held on to the rope? That was great. Let's see what's some other good ones here. The 1991. That's the one Hogan won. But remember with Ultimate Warrior and it was just the 2 of them in the ring and they were kind of circling around each other. And that was a lot of people were it's the 2 powerhouses going, and they finally started hitting. That was the first time we seen them go at it. So I think a lot of fans at that time, it was these 2, larger than life personalities finally having an altercation in the ring. So that's where a lot of people remember that one. 07, Undertaker won that one. So that was a good one.
14 years ago today.
Yeah. 2000, The Rock won that one. Let's see. So 2008, that's the one John Cena returned, right? Madison Square Garden, and he won that one. So, I love the 98 Royal Rumble as well. Stone Cold won that one. He also won the 2001. Oh man.
He won didn't he win the he won 3, so he won what?
3.
He won 97 and 98, right?
No. Let's see.
Yes.
So 92, it's on this website, 1992 Royal Rumble's ranked number 1, the one with Ric Flair. So 2001 was ranked number 2, the one Stone Cold won that one.
Yeah, he won 01 and 98. I forget the other year.
Oh, Kane had 11 eliminations that year? Wow.
Yeah, that was the record for the longest time.
Damn. I don't know, man. There's so many great Royal Rumbles. I wish I had more time. I don't know, maybe on my Saturday, the day before, to get hyped up before the Royal Rumble. I always want to do this, and maybe we can do this more as kind of a belated New Year's resolution. Maybe before the big 4 pay-per-views, we watch a bunch of classic examples, classic Royal Rumbles, classic WrestleManias, and do some reviews of those, retro reviews.
Absolutely, man. We watched the 2020 Royal Rumble earlier today, and I got on the 07 Rumble right now.
Okay.
Yeah, man. And then the last question was from Dan. He wants to know, have we ever been starstruck? He said for him, he met Arn and Tully, his favorite tag team of all time, Horsemen for Life. I mean, like, during like this interview stage, I've never really been starstruck, but like, I mean, I met Sean, met HBK before I started doing interviews, and I had met wrestlers before him, but dude, I think he's the GOAT, man. So I was like, can we take a picture? You know, like all that stuff, dude. I'm sure when you met Austin, you were like, what?
What? He was like, what? I was like, what? No. I mean, I don't know what to say, sir. No, that was an awesome day. So, I guess I'll quickly tell the story. So, God, this is back. I think that photo was from like 2007, 2008 ish. And, Stone Cold was coming to our building and to be on our sister station, KNBR at the time, the afternoon show. So he was coming in the afternoon. I've been there all day, you know, with work in the morning stuff. But, you know, my coworkers knew how much I loved him, and they gave me the heads up he's coming in. I think he was promoting a movie, so he was in town. Looking back on it now, I was super pissed that I didn't find out to book him on our own morning show at the time. I don't know. You know, at that point, I was still fairly young in the industry and didn't have all the contacts like I have now. And at the time, I don't think a lot of the people here knew to come to me for booking guests. And so, like I said, I was still young and didn't have the pool like I have now with stuff. But, so he came in the afternoon, and our coworkers, they were broadcasting from the floor downstairs. And so I just came downstairs. I stood in the hallway and was trying to watching him on the air with the afternoon show at the time. And a couple other coworkers who were wrestling fans were also waiting in the hallway. And, you know, I try to be patient and be, you know, considerate and good behavior. And so when he comes off the air and he does like the pictures, says goodbyes to the host, he comes down the hall and he's like, hey, everybody, like, hi. He was just super nice. Like, hey, how's it going? And then, he kind of knew like the four of us in the hallway wanted to get a photo. He's like, we're like, can we get a photo? And he's like, yeah, he was super nice. And, yeah, we all got photos with him. And like I said, he was super nice, super cool to talk to. It was super small talk. Like I didn't want to keep him too long and talk his ear off. So anyway, it was fun. He said, you know, and then he left for the day, but it was just a great experience to say hi to him and just thank him. And at that point, he was still just a few years from his last match at WWE. So it was still kind of fresh in all of our memory at the time. And yeah, super nice. So yeah, Stone Cold was awesome.
He was like, do y'all want a picture? You guys didn't go, oh, hell yeah, you guys didn't do that?
I was like, yes. I mean, like I said, I was still really young at the time. I like to think now I've had enough experience that I kind of know how to handle these situations. And now I know, you know, these are all people too. Just treat them like a normal person. This is technically behind closed doors, professional walls. So, you know, they don't have necessarily their guard up like they would be out maybe with the public dealing with a bunch of fans. They're more grounded at that point. So it was
absolutely
fun.
Man. And like with the Jericho thing, when we got to hang out with our friend, like on the inside, I was marking out. I'm gonna let you know that right now.
But but think about like how awesome was that moment? We were just sitting there chilling, like, you know, you and I are chilling at a house.
You know, people still ask me about that till this day.
Yeah, I mean, rightfully so. It was an amazing experience.
I tell people like it was like sitting in on like a Talk Is Jericho. That's the easiest way to. That's the easiest way to like, because he was talking to oh my god, what's her name?
Nina from the Killer Queens.
Yeah, he was chopping it up with her about the cruise, and I'm like, dude, this is like sitting in on like a live Jericho podcast.
Yeah, I mean, but we were just sitting there in his dressing room, just chilling and talking and having drinks, and it was just fun. Just, you know, a fun conversation post show after Fozzy tore it up that night.
Absolutely.
So I mean, and you know, we all kind of had just fun, just asking questions and just talking. As you could see, like he likes talking about a lot of other things too, music, and that's a big thing with Jericho. Like I think, you know, he's been wrestling for so long. At this point, if you talk music with him, he's super down for all that. He's
super into conspiracy theories. I want to like, if I could ever get him like on the show, I want to like just have like a 20-minute conversation about conspiracy theories, man.
That would be cool, man. That would be, he would, I'm sure you have a lot of fun with it.
I want to ask him, like, so who do you think killed JFK? You know?
But I'm trying to think of anyone else that was super starstruck. Hulk Hogan. I mean, listen, I know you know, he has his, you know, a lot of people have different feelings about him and stuff, rightfully so. When he came in the studio, that was a big deal. A lot of people were coming by the studio. Another one, I mean, I guess it's loosely connected to wrestling. Mike Tyson. He was awesome. He came.
Oh, you met Tyson?
He came in the studio one time. He was so cool to talk to and hang out with. That one I was starstruck too, just of how awesome Mike Tyson. But I think I quickly asked him about Stone Cold and like WrestleMania 14. But so many people were talking to him, so I didn't have a chance to like get too much out of him.
Were you like, what did Holyfield's ear taste like? What did it taste like? Did it taste like chicken? Toma's gonna bite his ear off.
What I want to do is like I gotta get back into it. I gotta organize all my photos that are like on hard drives and start doing like, you know, Throwback Thursdays or, you know, Flashback Fridays posts. I have like so many photos of, you know, different people I've been lucky to meet over the years at the radio station. You know, I want to maybe print out the photos, make a photo album as well. So that's something I want to do at some point this year. That's a goal of mine. So. Yeah, so I'm really excited for that. So, yeah, so it's cool. But like I said, thanks again for all the Kliqsters for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Stitcher, all that good stuff. Buy the merch over at Teespring. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about this week here on In The Kliq. Should we do the Royal Rumble predictions right now, or you want to do AEW first?
I mean, let's just get it out of the way, Huey.
Get the Royal Rumble predictions out of the way since we're already kind of talking about Royal Rumble stuff right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, the way it's going to work on the Bullet Cast for the championship, you get 2 picks for the men and women's Rumbles, one from Raw, one from SmackDown.
Okay.
So the first up is the Women's Royal Rumble. Baby Huey, who do you got?
So one from Raw, one from SmackDown?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Raw, I'm going to go with Alexa Bliss, right? Let me just double check. Hold on. Who's been called? Oh, Charlotte's in it. But she already won last year, so no. Yeah, I'm going to go with Alexa Bliss. That's the way she's being booked right now is like Fiend 2.0 and like super mythical, magical, and like unstoppable. So yeah, Alexa Bliss. From SmackDown, oh god, I'm torn like between Bianca Belair and Bayley. I mean, that's like the 2 favorites from a betting standpoint in the odds online.
You know, I just found out about betting odds in the Rumble like a couple of years ago. I'm like, people really do that?
Yeah, I get emails about that every year. I can forward you the latest one I got. There actually are betting odds.
Yeah, man.
I mean, because part of me is like, I want to pick Bayley just because maybe they want Bayley Sasha at WrestleMania again.
Nah, man, the money's Belair and Banks.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really seen that, but like they're 2 kind of they're baby faces right now.
Hogan and Warrior were baby faces. Okay. That's fine.
All right, I'll go Bianca Belair. Because she is like the overall #1 favorite. So yeah, Bianca Belair.
You know who I picked on the Raw side?
Who?
Lana.
Dude,
you never know, bro.
You never know.
All right, the WWE Championship is on the line. Drew McIntyre is going to wrestle Bill Goldberg. Choose wisely now.
Because here's the thing. You got to worry about The Miz. The Miz is like lurking. And because there are reports, I don't know if you saw, like some like WrestleVotes on Twitter, who's like a pretty good insider, is reporting that he's hearing from one source that there is potentially a very scary scenario for the Royal Rumble, like a finish. I don't know if that's necessarily for the men's Royal Rumble match. But anyway, as far as with the WWE Championship, like, I want Drew McIntyre to win. That's my heart saying. Want him to win, go into WrestleMania, and be ready. I'm worried Miz might get involved and cost Drew the championship, and then that's how Goldberg wins by pinning the Miz, so it becomes like a triple threat match by inserting with the Money in the Bank briefcase. So, I know Goldberg has 2 matches a year requirement. I would like to see Drew McIntyre win. Miz gets involved, Miz piss off Goldberg, and then let Miz and Goldberg have a WrestleMania match. No titles, nothing. Just let him have a match, just so that way Goldberg checks off his 2 matches for the year and he's done. We'll have to deal with him again until next year. So I could totally see Vince or someone be like, I want Goldberg to win. Because that's the story. Like on Raw, like they just kind of been building up out of nowhere how Drew said, like, Goldberg, he had the streak in the 90s, but he has a new streak now since his return to WWE over the last few years. Every time he comes back, he wins a title. So, beat Kevin Owens, he beat The Fiend. It's a new streak he's going on, and he's never won the WWE Championship. So would they actually pull the trigger and let him be WWE Champion? That is scary to think about. But I think you don't want to.
You know why this is happening. Roman said no.
True. Because that was supposed to be the match from last year.
Roman said, "You're the guy that they call when I don't want to do it."
I'm gonna go Drew McIntyre. Drew should win. Just beat Goldberg in the streak, and that's another accomplishment for Drew McIntyre's 2 title reigns right now. So I'm gonna go Drew McIntyre.
All right, Asuka and Charlotte Flair defend the women's tag team titles against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler.
I wonder, will they? Because this is what I'm thinking. Could they have Asuka and Charlotte lose the title a month later and drop it back to Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, and then therefore Asuka and Charlotte losing the titles? That could start a feud between the two of them, and that could lead to a WrestleMania match between the two of them.
Or they drop it to the Riot Squad, and Billie Kay helps the Riot Squad win the titles. And then that's how Billie Kay officially gets in with those girls.
As a make good for losing the match on SmackDown this week.
Yeah, they could do it at like Fastlane or whatever BS pay-per-view they're going to do.
Yeah, to kick off the Peacock streaming service.
Yes, that's right.
Because my guess, if Bianca Belair wins from SmackDown, she's going to go after Sasha Banks. And so technically Asuka as Raw champion, that leaves her open for WrestleMania as far as an opponent goes. Now we know Elimination Chamber is like the second like whoever wins Royal Rumble picks someone from that respected brand, and then what's left.
We don't even know if Elimination Chamber's happening.
I thought it was happening.
I don't know. Is it? Do we know for sure?
I think so. Let me do a quick check. Let's see. It says here February 21st, 2021. So in 3 weeks. So, okay. I think that's going to be happening. So, with the elimination, I mean, we don't know. They've mixed it up. They've had like all guys in there. The winner challenges a title, a fellow WWE champion. We've seen all women in there, and they challenge one of the Raw or SmackDown women champions. We've seen tag teams in there. So we don't know which combination. They usually have 2 elimination chambers, one male, one female. We don't know if it's singles or tag teams. I think the safe bet might be Asuka and Charlotte still. But then you got to think about Lacey Evans. She's lurking there. Would she get involved and cost Charlotte the tag titles? What do you and Brandon picked on your predictions?
We both picked Asuka and Flair to walk out tag champs.
Yeah, that's what my heart's saying. I'll go with that too.
Okay.
All right.
Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the Universal title. That's
Roman Reigns. Sorry.
Yes.
I love Kevin Owens, what they've been doing and building up as a badass, but Roman Reigns is not losing that title anytime soon.
All right, it is the men's Royal Rumble match. One from Raw, one from SmackDown. Who you got?
SmackDown, I mean, Daniel Bryan's the big favorite right now. Like, if you would ask me a month ago, it would have been Big E. But Big E is Intercontinental Champion now, and I think they really probably want him to focus on that title for a while. And if he's going to be the one to eventually dethrone Roman Reigns, maybe save that for a later time. But yeah, Daniel Bryan, he's never won a Royal Rumble before, and so this could be an opportunity for him to actually finally win one and kind of really round out his Hall of Fame career with WWE. And this is supposedly his last year of wrestling full time.
There's been the theory that if Daniel wins, it's career versus title.
Okay. Man. All right, I'm going to go Daniel Bryan for SmackDown. For Raw, dude, how it wouldn't happen, but how like Mustafa Ali wins and like take that Kofi Kingston when you pay back. For Raw, a lot of people are starting to really think Edge. Like, Edge is kind of, as far as they announcing him coming into the Royal Rumble, could he get, because he made his promo this week on Raw was so good as far as saying he wants the title back that he never lost. And that's like, whoa.
Well, technically, that title's retired.
Yeah. Was that the big gold belt he lost?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, unless he wants to fish it out of the trunk of the WWE warehouse, he's going to have to go for the WWE title.
But then again, I mean, there are rumors, like, let's say hypothetically Drew loses to Goldberg. Could Drew into the Royal Rumble, win the Royal Rumble, and then challenge Roman for the Universal title? I mean, that's just one idea I saw online.
It's plausible.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, man. We don't know all the competitors yet. I mean, it has to be like a full-timer.
You want to pick Matt Riddle.
Hey, bro. This is all they have so far? Okay, from Raw, I mean, I guess maybe Randy Orton. But I really think The Fiend's going to do something spooky or whatever and freak him out and cause some elimination. Oh, my God. Like, no one on Raw is believable. Like, all the favorites are coming from SmackDown.
Just pick a wild card. Just pick Mr. Kennedy.
Oh, Morrison, no. God, I wish they would book Morrison better as a strong baby face. I'll go with AJ Styles. That's the safe bet from Raw.
Okay. AJ
just because he's Raw. That's all it is. And he's never won a Royal Rumble, right?
No, he debuted in it. Just never won it.
Okay.
That'd be
Shinsuke. Shinsuke would be a dark horse.
You know what? He may be, but I think we may get Brock versus Knock.
Oh, that's right. Wait, Brock versus really?
I think you never know. You never know.
No, that's right. A lot of people think Brock Lesnar might come back and potentially win it. So he's technically on Raw, right?
No, I mean he's wherever he wants to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
could you pick Brock?
You can do whatever you want. It would make sense for him to go over to SmackDown, though.
Yeah, and then Paul Heyman has to choose,
like a babyface Lesnar going up against this heel Roman,
and then have Roman beat him, and that really solidifies him.
Yeah, because Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar are friends. Roman and Paul are not friends. It's a business transaction.
Yeah. No, God, now you'll be thinking, Edge or Brock. Those are like the two Raw guys now I'm really thinking. You got me thinking. I still think Edge and Randy Orton should be the WrestleMania event, but I don't know if The Fiend will be done at that point. Oh, my God.
Well, The Fiend is still in ICU from being burned alive.
He's dead. He's gone. He
could be like Freddie. I almost said Freddie Mercury. Jesus. Freddy Krueger.
Don't be under pressure, man.
Pressure. Another one bites the dust.
Hell yeah, man. We are the champions.
That's my favorite Queen song, by the way. Another one bites the dust.
No, actually, I'm going to take it back. Not AJ Styles. I'll go with Edge. Just to be safe. Edge.
The rated R superstar on this day. You see clearly.
Yes.
All right, man. So that's it. If they announce anything else, I will hit you and Brandon up.
Okay.
This is the most WWE we've ever talked on an AEW podcast.
I know. I was going to say. Well, speaking real quick, was there anything about the Peacock deal that you want to touch on? I mean, I know you and I were texting about it, and I actually did an episode 2 nights ago with John LaRocca, and we kind of went pretty in depth on that.
I saw that. I mean, my whole thing, like, they don't let you. No, the network lets you start. Like, if you start late, you can do like watch from the beginning. Peacock doesn't have that feature.
Really?
Yes, for live sports anyway. So maybe they'll fix that by the time the network officially switches over. Okay. Honestly, man, as long as everything stays the same and it's just somewhere else, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I really hope it's just one extra step. So, I mean, as much as I love having WWE Network as a dedicated app that I can scroll to on my phone or on the Roku and just click on it, log in, boom. It just sounds like it's going to be one extra step. You just got to go to Peacock TV app, click on that, log in, scroll through, find the WWE Network button or tab, click on that, and bam, you're right there. So it's just one extra step. I hope everything else pretty much looks the same. I do like the fact that they said they're going to bring back like the 24/7 channel. Like when you log in to the WWE Network, it'll launch as like a channel. but then you can also just pick out something specific you want to watch. So I like to be kind of like, it's almost like a live TV channel. So like, let's say you're bored and you got nothing going on. If you just want to open up the network and have it on in the background, like, just having a live TV on in your room or something, I like that aspect. So it's almost like if I don't know what to pick out and watch, at least they'll pick it out for me on their programming, scheduled programming. So I think that's cool. But one thing I do want to stress, and I think a lot of people, which I'm shocked are still doesn't know this. So if you're an Xfinity cable subscriber, you can get Peacock Premium. So there's 3 tiers with Peacock TV. There's a free version, which you can log in, watch whatever you want that's available there. But yet there's commercials with that. However, the WWE Network is only going to be available from the premium tier. The premium tier, that's $4.99 a month with ads. And then there's the $9.99 version. I forgot the name of that one. So that's the one for $9.99 a month. And that's no commercials, no ads. So you need at least the premium tier to access WWE Network. But with your Xfinity subscription, you can link up your account, log in, and get the premium for free. So for me, I'm an Xfinity cable provider or, subscriber. So I opened up the Peacock app. I logged in with my Comcast info and boom. I showed you, Phil, my $4.99 where it says premium, it was like crossed off and it says, boom, you have access to the premium version for free. So I was like, okay, awesome. So I get the bare minimum access to the WWE Network for $4.99 for the free version, or excuse me, for free. So that's great. But I know if you want the $9.99 version, I was like, do you pay like $10? My friend Alonzo, shout out to Alonzo who's listening to our discussion. He said he upgraded to the $9.99 version, but only has to pay $5. So the $4.99 that's free, you just have to pay the difference of $5. So just want to put it out there.
If an ad pops up while I'm watching WrestleMania and something important happens, I might super kick my TV. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Mm-hmm. Like if there's a major title change and an ad pops up, I will not be happy.
I won't think. I hope not during like that, like that aspect of it. I hope it's for like live events. I hope it's either at the beginning or the end. Yeah. That's it. So yeah, kind of like what Hulu does or something. So, but I'm excited. I mean, hopefully with NBC Universal, Peacock looking over this, hopefully, they'll change some of the interface a little bit, make it a little bit better, cleaner. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, what they can do, and having maybe a little bit more money coming into the WWE Network. Maybe it's more programming, specialty shows that they can create with that. So I just want to be optimistic, and we'll just wait and see. So we got 6 weeks till this change happens, March 18th. So
with all that new money, they can bring back custom sets.
Exactly, dude. For Raw and SmackDown, they definitely need custom sets. I'm all for that. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right, Philip. So let's jump on over to this week's episode of AEW Dynamite this week. Right out of the gates, I'll just say this. Much better show compared to last week. Last week, you and I both agree it was terrible. A lot of bad wrestling, botches, just the storyline, not very good. And then just looking at other people's reviews as well, a lot of people were in agreement. So how about you? What's your kind of overall takes for this week's episode of Dynamite?
Man, AEW had technical difficulties throughout the night, and they still beat NXT in the ratings.
Yes, that was shocking. So I know you and I were texting last night, and you said you're watching AEW Dynamite, and I said, no, I'm not. So at 5 o'clock, I logged into the TNT app like I normally do. And it was a black screen, and like every 5 seconds I would get like a quick picture and then it would cut off, and it was like glitching, and I was like waiting, and I was like, what's going on? And I re-logged in again. I turned off my TV, turned it back on, nothing was working. I logged on the phone, not working. I was like, what the hell? And I was pissed, and I was like, well, I'm up and I want to watch some wrestling. So I just went ahead and flipped over to NXT. So I wonder how many people did the same thing, got fed up and just switched over to NXT. But I did see like Tony Khan retweeted a tweet from AEW on TNT and like apologizing for the glitches and the issues that they were having. And they said, if you missed the first match between Lance Archer and Eddie Kingston, they put it up on YouTube right away as a make good for everyone. So that was cool. I didn't even think of it till this morning. I could have just logged on with my Xfinity and, with the Xfinity app, the streaming app, go to the TNT Go channel, and I could have probably watched it that way, because I heard some people said I guess through Xfinity, it was working just fine. It was just the TNT app that was acting up with the glitches. So, I was pissed. So like I said, I watch NXT and then I watch Dynamite later. So normally I like to watch Dynamite first, then NXT, but this week it was a role reversal in that case.
If we were upset, imagine Tony Khan. He probably called up Ted like, hey, what the hell was going on?
I'm going to get rid of this title named TNT and call it like the TBS title. It's like, I named the title after this network. Think I was going to get perfect quality streaming services every week. How dare you do this to me?
Man, that would be hilarious. It'd be like, man, I'll go over to Access. You know, we can have an Access championship.
Or Darby Allin's going to be the new True TV champion.
He's going to be the new A&E champion.
He's the USA Network.
Oh,
USA Network champion.
That would be very interesting.
That would be pretty funny. But but like I said, I watched it on Xfinity later on. It was just fine, you know, on the West Coast time. But so anyway, the match was put up on YouTube. So no, it just sucks. It was glitching. Listen, like here in the Bay Area, you know, we've been having like rainstorms and things blowing around crazy. So I know we've been having like power outages and stuff all over the Bay Area and California. So I wonder if that was connected. I don't know, probably not, but just something to think about. But all right, let's jump into AEW Dynamite. So yeah, the first match that I missed at first. So it was Eddie Kingston taking on Lance Archer. Lance Archer, man, he's being really booked like a babyface here, and this is a continuation of that as of late. Came out, told Jake the Snake Roberts to stay back. So I think it's a way to kind of protect him. Didn't want to, you know, he didn't want to get involved or be caught up in this mess. But dude, this match was hard hitting and like two big hosses, even though Eddie Kingston's not as big as Lance Archer, they were just throwing haymakers and beating the crap out of each other.
Absolutely, man. I mean, Eddie was really bumping his booty off for Lance Archer. Lance Archer's officially a babyface. He came out through the babyface side.
Yeah.
But all in all, I was actually surprised that Eddie won this match with the spinning back fist because of the slugger that Ali gave him.
Yeah, I was gonna say for Lance Archer, I love his moveset as a babyface. He does a lot of big moves from a big man that really represent what a babyface is, a dominant monster babyface. I love when he walks the ropes and does the flip over. Oh my God, it's so good. Like, I love that spot every time he does it. To me, it looks so clean. And then, but yeah, as you said, Butch and the Blade come out with Jake the Snake Roberts all beat up. And then while the ref and everyone's looking at that up on the ramp, the bunny comes out, hands Eddie Kingston, like, the slugger thing for his fist. And then he does that we call like it's like a backhanded fist. Like
spinning back fist. Chuck Liddell made that famous.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. I was like, why is this move popular again? Like, I've seen it before, but not a lot in wrestling. So, but anyway, he lands it on Lance Archer, and then he gets the pin and win. But the other thing too was like from like the halfway point on, Lance Archer, he was doing a lot of big spots, but he wasn't pinning Eddie Kingston. So I don't know, he was trying to set an example and like really beat the crap out of Eddie Kingston before he finally makes the pin. But theoretically, Lance Archer had opportunities to pin him earlier in the match, but didn't do it. So hopefully maybe Lance Archer learns from his mistake, and next time that they fight each other, he's going to, you know, if he takes out Eddie Kingston, he's going to make sure to get a pin right away. So I think hopefully it was a good lesson learned. Eddie Kingston gets the heelish victory here. They're probably going to have another match soon, and I would think Lance Archer will get that makeup win there. So I'm sure this is far from over. Next up was a promo with Jon Moxley. And I love this promo because I think he summed up what a lot of fans are kind of frustrated with, specifically with like this AEW Impact Wrestling deal. If you haven't yet, please listen to our previous episode of In The Kliq. John LaRocca and I really break down this whole partnership between AEW and Impact Wrestling. We both agree it's pretty much, I think, a botch situation. I think there's a lot of plot holes and issues with this storyline. And doesn't really make sense. Certain people working with each other and other people going at it. So is it an invasion? Is it just a working deal? It's really confusing and convoluted. And Moxley pretty much summed that up. He's like, these guys like these guys. I don't like this guy, but we're going to team up, take on this guy here. And then I liked how he says, I'm a simple guy. He likes his, coffee hot, his beer cold, his water room temperature. He likes to have sex in the morning because it's a good way to start the day. So, hey man, I guess Renee and them like to get it on early in the morning. So good for them.
That's when their child was conceived.
Yeah, I was going to say, was it conceived in the morning time? But anyway, I like this promo because I think he was kind of making fun of just how convoluted everything's been going on, especially in the main event scene between AEW and Impact and Good Brothers, Kenny Omega, his partnership with the Lucha Brothers, or Pac and Ray Phoenix. So, but how about you? What do you think of this promo here between the two of them? Or excuse me, between John Moxley?
I didn't even see it. I was on BART at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, buddy.
No, it was good. No, I enjoyed this promo. And he's just hyping up for their match next week was it Beach Week? Is that what's going to be called?
Beach Break. That's the name of Orange Cassidy's finisher. Not the punch, but the other thing he does.
And then next week, so it was a reminder, but so next week's Dynamite at Beach Break, it's going to be Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers taking on Moxley, Pac, and Ray Phoenix. I'm actually looking forward to that one. It's going to be good. Next up, we see another promo with Darby Allin and Sting. Looks like an abandoned warehouse. Got like the shattered glass and like rundown room. I think just talk about their upcoming match at AEW Revolution. So it's interesting. They got Beach Break next week, and then they got Revolution coming, which I believe it's going to be Sunday, March 7th. It's supposed to be the last weekend, the last Saturday in February, but it got pushed back a week because of the Canelo boxing fight that Saturday they don't want to compete with. So it's going to be moved to Sunday, March 7th. This promo, it was all right. I was just laughing because Sting, when he swung the bat at the window and he was trying to shatter it, he couldn't like break like half the windows he was trying to break, swing the baseball bat at. Did you see this promo at all?
I did. I saw a snippet of it, and when it didn't really break, I was like,
right? You saw that too? I was kind of laughing too. I was like, oh my God.
I mean, come on. He's supposed to have that old man strength.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing. So it looks like it's going to be a street fight against Team Taz. So Brian Cage and Ricky Starks from that. And I guess it's going to be a cinematic match. That's what everyone is saying, which is good. Thank God. We don't want to see Sting necessarily in the ring, but if they can do a cinematic match, very similar to like what they did with Undertaker, I'm all for this. So it's going to be a street fight. They're going to film it probably somewhere. Do you think Sting's going to do all his own stunts? Do you think they might try to get like a body double or stunt double to do some of that stuff?
They're going to get the fake Sting from 97.
That's what I hope so, too, to get him to take some of the bumps in there. So it's going to be interesting. So Sting, like I said, he wants to compete, but he said he was open to cinematic matches. That way he can, like, be a part of the show, but not actually maybe take actual live bumps in the ring. So,
you know what I just noticed? This is the first week Sting actually did something different.
I know, than just coming out. Like, I said, I was shocked. We've been getting a lot of Sting, like I said, in the last like 2 months. It's been just him showing up and doing one little thing and walking off. So at least this was a little bit different. Next up, we saw Chris Jericho and MJF, along with the rest of the members of Inner Circle, take on the Varsity Blondes, Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. I enjoyed this match. I mean, the Varsity Blondes, I'm starting to come around on them. I mean, they're two young guys, especially Brian Pillman Jr., friend of the show, who's been on the podcast. I like their work ethic in the ring. They're like the underdog, young, rookie, green baby faces out there. It was interesting though. MJF, he tried to grab the chair, but the guys were stopping him. Sammy Guevara is still barking at him. So there's still a lot of tension amongst the Inner Circle. And, it was a great match. Like I said, Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. got a lot of offense in. I love at the very end, Philip, when, Jericho went for the lion salt, and it was like one of the best lion salts he's landed in years. And
that thing was picture perfect, and somebody went on Twitter and said he still got it. Hey, Jericho never lost it, baby.
That's what he said, man.
The one he did the week before, he almost broke his neck.
So last week when he kind of botched that lion salt, a lot of people online were like complaining, oh, he shouldn't do it anymore. He's lost it. He's not as good. This week, after he did the Judas Effect into the Lion Salt, he just stared at the camera and was smiling. I think as a way to tell everyone, I still got it. I can still do it. Don't let one mess up from last week to indicate how well he still is good in the ring.
You know, that's the thing about Jericho. He didn't really do a lot of flashy stuff throughout his career. So, like, I mean, like the code breaker and the lion salt and like drop kicks and stuff. He's been doing that basically his whole career.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And to do a flip like that at 50 years old, that's impressive.
Yeah, exactly. Next up, we had a promo for Pac, just, more hyping up the match next week with Moxley and Rey Fenix taking on Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. So I'm all for this. This was an action-packed episode as far as match, promo, match, in-ring segment. So this was a very stacked card, and I like the movement of this show. It's pretty fast-paced, like going from one thing to the next. So I was all for that. So they played this video, I guess, from Shaq, a message for him. It was during the AEW awards, and he pretty much said, calling out Cody, and he says he's down to challenge him to a fight. And so it looks like it's getting probably, AEW Revolution.
He said in March.
So.
He was like, let's do it in March, you little punk. With your blonde hair, you look like a girl. Little punk. Shaq's trash talking is atrocious. I watched the AEW awards. They were great, but they're not better than the Bulletcast awards.
Okay, good.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was.
I don't know, man. Are you hyped up for this? Like, I don't really care about seeing Shaq in the ring. And so, okay, well, next up, we see Tony Schiavone and Cody and Arn Anderson come out. Cody starts cutting a promo and, wants to challenge, Shaq and Jay to a match. Arn Anderson starts talking, and it was interesting. Like, Arn Anderson said, do you know the significance of June 29th, 1985? And Cody was like, no. And then he says, well, your dad that night wrestled against Tully Blanchard in LA. And then as soon as he did like 35 minute match, he, after the match, went on a plane, jumped back and got back home just in time to see his baby boy, Cody, born. And Cody, his birthday is June 30th. And so I was just laughing because, like, when Arn asked him, do you know the significance of June 29th, 1985? I was like, don't you know that's like the day before your birthday? Like, it was just, I was just kind of a little odd. Like, that was kind of like, I mean, I don't know. I thought Cody could have handled it a little bit better. Be like,
I thought June 29th was his birthday. My bad.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah, let me just double check.
I think it is the 30th, I believe.
Yeah, because when he,
Cody and I are friends. It's the 30th.
Yeah. Because I remember when New Japan was at the Cow Palace. That was that first week in July, and when I saw him, I said, "Hey man, happy belated birthday!" And he's like, "Thanks, man." So, that's his birthday at that time. But Arn, says, he supports him challenging, Shaq and Jade, but you need a tag partner, and obviously Brandy's pregnant, so he picks Red Velvet, and Red Velvet comes out, and I thought she cut a great promo, calling out Jade.
Brandon said Red Velvet looks like they left Brandy in the dryer too long.
I was like, I don't know too much about Red Velvet or seen her wrestle, but like, I saw she was wearing heels and she was still way shorter than the other guys in the ring. So I'm like, she's going to look so much smaller compared to Jade. Like, Jade and Shaq are monster tall, and you got Cody and Red Velvet. I do not see how's this. I hope this match is good, but I'm just worried, like, Shaq's probably going to get the hot tag and maybe do a few things, but Cody's going to have to work his ass off to make Shaq look good in the ring.
Can Shaq even, like, really move? Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
He hasn't played in, like, 20 years, right?
It's been a minute.
Something like that, I mean, and Jade, like, she looks physically, she looks amazing, but can she work?
I don't know. And that's
could she be their Bianca Belair? Like, this physical specimen, but can get it done in the ring?
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if could she be like a cross between Chyna and Bianca Belair, like something like that, kind of a combo type of look. But here's the thing, like, I know this is over a month away, but early predictions here. I mean, they're gonna have to win. Like, I don't see Shaq losing, and then Jade, it's her big like debut match, her losing that match. So, like, I think Red Velvet's probably going to be the one to eat the pin here. So, anyway, we'll figure that more later. But, it was a good what I did enjoy about this segment was Cody, when Arn said, his dad rushed home to see his son born, and Cody get a little teary eye. I thought that was cool. I like that little emotion right there. So that was good.
With a tear in his eye.
Exactly. Let's see. Next up, we have another promo for next week's episode of Beach Break, for the wedding of Penelope Ford and Kip Sabian. Hyping that up. Miro, grabbed Charles and says, my butler will be there. So I'm curious how this is going to go, man. Is someone going to come out and, a wedding in wrestling never ends well. Like, someone is going to interfere or crash it.
Elizabeth and Macho Man had a beautiful wedding.
That's
the
right.
Reception, not so much.
Yeah, so, I mean, do you think maybe Miro turns on Kip Sabian? Someone else interferes? Orange Cassidy probably is going to get involved, right?
I would think so. Or maybe Trent comes back. Or no, he's injured.
Yeah, he has a pec injury. So.
Yes. I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't know. So we'll see how it goes. I hope it's a good segment. I know Miro and wedding segments have never been that good, so we'll see. Next up, we saw Hangman Adam Page take on the Hollywood hunk Ryan Nemeth. And
he looks like somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know who, but Ryan Nemeth looks like somebody that I've seen before.
Exactly. It was funny. The commentators kept saying that, like, oh, it's in his DNA. Wrestling's in his DNA. And so anyway, for anyone who doesn't know, yeah, that's Dolph Ziggler's younger brother, and he has history in wrestling.
Are you serious?
Yes, man.
What?
It was a good, solid match. I mean, I thought, Hangman Adam Page, he got a lot of clotheslines in this match.
In all seriousness, man, I think Ryan was trying a little bit to be like his brother.
Oversell.
Just like the look, like the neon blue trunks and the white boots and all that other stuff.
I was like, this is Dolph 10 years ago.
Yeah, man, and like the DDTs and like the jumping hella high to get some elevation and all that stuff. That's Dolph. I guess now we know what it would be like if Dolph went to AEW.
Exactly. So, I mean, his performance was okay. It was nothing outstanding. A guy like him showing up, reminds me of like what I love about like wrestling in the 80s or 90s, where they would get these guys who are not regular members of the roster, but they would just come work the matches. And I'm not going to call them this like a jobber, but they would come and work, and it's all these like unknown people to us. So I kind of like a guy like him. I know he has history in wrestling, but he hasn't been super active over the last couple of years. But anyway, for him to show up, I like when they do this. It's enhancement talent for the regulars of the AEW roster.
Absolutely, enhancement talent's the best way to put it.
Exactly. But yeah, Hangman on Page, does the buckshot, and wins. And Matt Hardy comes out about halfway during the match, and it's like almost like trying to be like a manager and support him. And then he comes in the ring, tells or he's walking away actually, and Hangman tells him to come in. And Matt, does a promo saying like he wants to support him and be there for him, and he sees that he dresses in the small room and next to catering. He's like, I have a big dressing room, you can come dress there, no strings attached. So what do you think's gonna happen, man? Do you think Matt Hardy's gonna try to persuade him to be one of his representatives and be his manager? Yeah,
I think that's where it's gonna go.
So you think Matt Hardy, he's probably not going to wrestle as much, but he's going to be more of like a manager, a sleazy manager.
Carney. Yeah, kind of like a Bobby Heenan and Jace. Yeah, I think that's what we could be happening.
So it's interesting because we know Hangman, he lost Kenny Omega as a tag partner, as a friend. He was hanging out with the Dark Order, turned down the Dark Order. Now would he actually go join Matt Hardy? So it's like he's turning down people, but then he'll join Matt Hardy. And then I wonder if Matt Hardy's going to eventually screw him over somehow. And it kind of reinforces that he needs to stay by himself. So that's something to keep track of for Hangman Adam Page long term.
Well, I don't think it, because like with the Dark Order, he didn't want to join another group. With Matt Hardy, he's not a part of a group. He just has representation.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how this storyline plays out for them. I definitely still want to see Hangman start getting booked strong again if he's going to be the eventual person to take it off Kenny Omega. But I know they still got plenty of months to maybe like All Out or something. If that's when they want to do it. So I hope they, I feel like this is just killing time until they do that eventual feud again. Next up, probably one of the matches of the night, Dax Hardwood of FTR taking on Jungle Boy from Jurassic Express, and stipulation was Tully Blanchard and Cash Wheeler had to sit ringside and be handcuffed to Luchasaurus, so that way they couldn't just run in the ring and interfere at any point. Dude, what an amazing match. As far as Jungle Boy, I like this match. It was like nonstop. It was intense, and it was a lot of counter moves and roll-ups, and it was just nonstop action. Other than when they went to the commercial break, where they kind of slowed things down on the outside. Overall, man, this was a great match, and just really solidified. I think Jungle Boy long-term is going to be a big star for them.
Yeah, man, I thought Dax should have won. That's just my personal opinion, but it adds credibility to Jungle Boy. This was really good. I really enjoyed this. I mean, FTR, when they were in WWE, they were the kings of the false finish.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
They have experience in that. It was just, it all worked out.
And, Jungle Boy, when he comes out to his new theme song, the 80s hit Tarzan Boy, and the crowd singing along. And even during the match, you heard the people in attendance were going, oh, oh, oh. Dude, imagine when crowds do come back, like full arenas, they're going to be chanting so hard for Jungle Boy and Jurassic Express. Like, he's going to be so over, and I don't know how long. I think, what is he, 23? But in the years to come, they're really going to start pumping him up and be like one of the top guys. So Jungle Boy's future is so bright with them. But no, this was a great match. I mean, like underdog versus, the more established veteran. But Jungle Boy pulled off the victory and made him tap out. It was great. I was so happy for Jungle Boy. But, just shout out to Dax Hardwood. He's an old school veteran, and he made Jungle Boy look really good as well. So awesome stuff. After the match, Tully had some like powder, threw it in Luchasaurus' face, blinded him. They uncuffed themselves, and they cuffed Luchasaurus to the ropes. And then they took some scissors and cut his horns off, man, off Luchasaurus. He got no more horns now off his mask. That's the biggest tragedy of the whole thing. And then Marco Stunt came out along with Top Fly and SCU, and chased off FTR and Tully Blanchard. But dude, Tully Blanchard, he got on the ropes, man, and led the pile driver on was it Luchasaurus that they landed, or let's see. I
think it was Luchasaurus. Yeah,
dude, Tully Blanchard still got it, man. He can go up on the ropes and get some high risk moves involved in the course of a match.
Hey man, when I met Arn, I was complimenting him and Tully. He was like, Tully was good, wasn't he? He still got it. This is what he was talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Next up, something I thought that was really funny. So Team Taz went outside and went to that merch table, and they're like, hey, what's all this? Like Sting and Darby Allin stuff. And they started throwing everything. And then the merch guys working the table, they started beating the crap out of them. And Brian Cage took one of the guys, and very much like when Kevin Nash threw Rey Mysterio into the side of the truck, Brian Cage took one of the merch guys and threw him into the truck. So that was a good call back there. But hey, it's just hyping up, their eventual street fight coming up in the near future.
Absolutely. Check out Will Hobbs on the AEW Unrestricted podcast. Get good listen.
Yeah, I heard the clip of him calling out about WWE like constantly the carrot in his face, and he got tired of that.
He showed up on Dark, and they were like, "Hey, maybe we have something for you," and he was basically like, "Nah, f you."
Yeah, because he's like, for years, he kept telling me there might be something. He had a workout or a tryout with them, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have nothing at this time." And then for years, they kept saying, "Oh, we don't have nothing for you." And as soon as he showed up on Dark, they're like, "Oh, we might have something for you now." So WWE or whoever, I don't know if it's Triple H or their scouts, I bet you they watch AEW Dark on a regular and see what young talent they have there, and try to offer these guys and gals contracts to get them over to the Performance Center, but as a way just to prevent them from signing with AEW. So if you're a young upcoming talent, there are some like little bidding wars that do go on there. So I think for Will, he made the right decision to go to AEW, because look at it, he's in a top program right now, and he's on TV every week and taking on Sting, didn't back down from Sting. So good for him, and I hope he has a long, great career with AEW. Next up, we saw Britt Baker taking on, is it Shauna or Shayna?
I don't know. Nobody got hurt. That's all we can ask for.
Yeah, good match here. I think Britt Baker, she's improving in the ring since she's been back from her injury. It was a solid match. Not the super clean finish, if I remember correctly. It was good, though, solid. And then she wins. She's beating up Shauna some more. I like when she was ready to stomp on Shauna's back. She stopped and then whispered in her ear, probably telling her what she was going to do. She forgot to call her spot. And then she finally did it. And then Thunder Rosa comes out and chases them off, and it leads to their match happening on Beach Break next week. So I don't know who's going to win that, man. Thunder Rosa or Britt Baker. I mean, I hope Thunder Rosa wins because, former NWA champion. She's arguably the best talented wrestler they have on the roster right now by way of NWA.
But Britt hasn't won anything meaningful.
That's true. And, I mean, Rebel is going to be there, so could she get involved and interfere?
You never know.
Yeah, exactly. Next up, we saw MJF go backstage and confront Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara just called him out, said he's very manipulative. He likes to manipulate people, and he doesn't trust him. So it's I feel like they had all that, a couple weeks ago, those matches to settle their beef. It never was really settled. They just still bickered this whole time. So I don't know. What is this going to lead to?
Probably a loser leaves the inner circle, I guess.
Well, it's funny. Chris Jericho's so oblivious to this whole thing. He trusts MJF, but everyone else has tension. So,
they bonded during Le Dinner Debonair, and you know what? I found out why MJF sings like a god. He was a state choir singer in high school.
Oh, yeah. He was on Rosie O'Donnell as a kid. He used to be a child star or a performer.
I saw this video of him going back to his old high school, when he first signed with AEW. I didn't know there were state competitions for choir. That's interesting. That's different.
Big time, man. But so I wonder, will MJF somehow take Jake Hager and Santana Ortiz with him, and then Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho are left on their own and they become baby faces? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. All right, so main event time. It was a 8-man tag. It was the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers teaming up, taking on the Dark Order here. Very fun match, man. It was interesting. So, Philip, before the match, we see them cutting a promo backstage, the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers. And, they're being super friendly. And they're things are good. But they said, we don't want Don Callis here hanging out with us. And then we see Kenny Omega comes up to the Young Bucks hey, I need to talk to you guys. And then you see Don Callis come up with that bandage. What'd you think of that bandage on his face? It was so bad.
I thought that was stupid. I really do think this kind of Impact partnership is stupid. Unless they do something truly meaningful, which I don't know, man. Dude, people cared more about TNA than they do Impact. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
Let's just be real. I mean, they have some good talent. I love. I think Taya got killed off or sent to jail or something.
Yeah.
Jordan Grace. Kiara Hogan.
Trey Miguel came back this week.
I heard that. I mean, they have good talent. It's just people don't care.
Yeah.
And that's truly unfortunate.
In this match, they took on the Dark Order. So anyway, Kenny Omega said, I need to talk to you guys. And we don't want to talk to Don Callis, but then the music hits, so they had to go to the ring. So it's obviously unfinished business for them. They took in the Dark Orders, Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds. Dude, this match was a lot of fun. I love when Gallows was in there and Johnny Hungray, John Silver, is the tallest guy and the shortest guy going at it. That was pretty funny. Them John Silver flexing at him. But dude, this was a lot of fun. Young Bucks and Good Brothers the whole time were on the same page, working together, looking a lot of fun. I mean, the Good Brothers look more motivated here than what I've seen so far in Impact Wrestling. Impact, I think sometimes they look like they go through the motions. So it's they're probably man, I wish we were here full time. We shouldn't have signed with Impact. I wonder if that's what kind of goes through their head. Because remember, they were going to sign with AEW, but then WWE offered that last minute big contract and then they signed. And then obviously when they got let go, I think the only person calling at that point was Impact. So, it's interesting just, this partnership. It's been good for the Good Brothers as far as being back back on a major promotion like AEW, back on cable TV TNT. But dude, this match was a lot of fun. What'd you think?
I thought it was cool. Johnny Hungy, doing what he does best.
Yeah.
Nice to see some other members of Dark Order getting some time to shine.
Yeah.
But I mean, they have like that tag team battle royal or something coming up, right?
Yeah.
And the Young Bucks laid it out like anybody can challenge us, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So for the finish there, I liked it was like a 4-corner super kick party. So the Good Brothers and the Young Bucks all lined up in the corners, and then they let's see, who did they super kicked? Let's see, super kick. Brian Quadru. Was it Evil Uno? No, oh, that's right. So yeah, they did on Stu Grayson, and then Evil Uno broke it up, and then the Good Brothers dropped Uno with the Magic Killer, and then the Young Bucks planted Grayson with the Meltzer Driver, and that's how they got the victory. And then you're right, they cut the promo, and so they have that tag team gauntlet. Oh, no, excuse me, tag team battle royal next week at Beach Break. And the Young Bucks are competing, but they have all the other major tag teams competing as well. So if one of the non-champion tag teams win, then they get a shot against the Young Bucks at AEW Revolution. But if the Young Bucks win, they get to pick their own challenger for Revolution. And they looked over at the Good Brothers and said, we can pick anyone. So, I don't know, man. What do you think? Do you think the Young Bucks are going to be obviously the winners here and they're just going to challenge the Good Brothers at Revolution?
I have no idea. Who do we know that? I guess it's every tag team.
Yeah, all the major
using
tag
this.
teams you can think of.
Yeah.
I think it's SCU, all them. So, yeah. I mean, but I just have a feeling Young Bucks are going to win this and then challenge the Good Brothers. And that way they get them on one of their big pay-per-views. So, but then we see Ray Phoenix come out, and he kicks the Young Bucks. We see Moxley come out and clothesline them, and then Kenny Omega comes out, and Moxley hits him with his DDT and with the paradigm shift, I should say, and then that was the end of the show. So Moxley, Ray Phoenix, standing at the end, looked very strong. So I wonder if they're looking strong here, are they going to be losing next week? So I'm just early predictions. I wonder if Mox, Ray Phoenix, and Pac are going to lose to Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. I mean, I think Kenny's going to win. You don't want them to you don't want the AEW champion to lose here. So I don't know about, do you have early predictions for that?
I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to think.
So let's quickly look down the card real quick. So we got Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers taking on Moxley and Pac and Ray Phoenix. Like I said, I think Kenny Omega is probably going to win. Thunder Rosa taking on Britt Baker. I want Thunder Rosa to win. Like I said, we're going to have the tag team battle royal, a bunch of tag teams in there. I think the Young Bucks are probably going to win. And then, oh, wow. It says here in Wikipedia, Lance Archer versus Eddie Kingston lumberjack match. That says on Wikipedia. Okay, so they get a rematch right there if that's the case. So, but yeah, overall, man, I thought a much better episode of AEW Dynamite. And I'm looking forward to Beach Break next week. We got the wedding as well, so hopefully see how that goes. So a lot of fun segments lined up for next week's episode. I'm looking forward to that. And of course, looking forward to the Royal Rumble this weekend. We'll do our review as always. Please listen to our previous episode of In The Kliq. I really enjoyed that conversation with John LaRocca from the Fight Game podcast, just talking about the whole WWE Network Peacock streaming deal. And then we had really good open discussion about the partnership between Impact Wrestling and AEW and just a lot of the issues that we have with it. So a lot of stuff, Philip, that you were kind of touching on. We go into detail as well. So please check that out. And is there anything else, Philip, we want to get into real quick before we wrap it up for tonight?
No, man. I think that's it as I watch Umaga splash himself through a table watching the 07 Royal Rumble in this last man standing match with John Cena.
Nice.
I don't know, man. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I'm going to retain my championship as I rightfully should because that's what great champions do, you know? I've been standing out in the rain in Marin County saying hello to the fans, taking pictures from a social distance, air kissing babies, signing autographs. That's what I do.
Awesome.
I'm a man of the people. I have that personable quality that like a Bill Clinton or a Michael Jackson or John F. Kennedy had.
Yeah,
they would
exactly.
be the supporter. That's what I do. But yeah, I mean, as always, diamonds are forever. So was the microphone Messiah. I'll see you Sunday, baby, Huey.
Awesome. And where can the Kliqsters find you online?
Oh, yeah, that's right. At HeelAntwine, HeelAntwine on the Twitter and the Instagram. The Bulletcast on Instagram, the Bulletcast on YouTube, at Bulletcast on Twitter. Check out the Bulletcast Instagram. I put up a video of me getting bit in the face by the bike club.
I know, that was scary stuff, man. I was worried for you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, though. I miss those boys. I miss those guys. They do great work.
And I'm Baby Huey. Oh, is there anything else? Sorry.
No. I think that's it.
And follow me on Facebook at Baby Huey Official, Twitter and Instagram at Baby Huey83. Subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast platform. InTheKliq@gmail.com. Get the merch over at Teespring. And a lot of good stuff coming this weekend with the Royal Rumble. Looking forward to that. And then Beach Break next week. So a lot of good reviews coming up. So stay tuned for that. And on that note, let's go home. And that's the bottom line because Huey said so.